Hey guys, Xaoslegend here. Um, so lately I've been playing this deck in standard events, mostly two-mans. I played one daily event, but maybe 9 two-mans, and I think out of the 9 I've lost 2 of them, and then in the daily event I ended up doing alright in that too, so I won some product there too. So it's been doing pretty well for my homebrew. This was a deck inspired by a somewhat similar deck that a guy posted on Channel Fireball, and basically it's an Ancient Ziggurat deck that runs Sidrax's Spectre. I played around with red, white, or with white, but and I think that would be fine. But I think if you're not willing to shell out for Baneslayer, maybe Noble Hierarch, Knight of the Reliquary, things like that. I don't think it's really worthwhile. I wouldn't mind buying the Knight of the Reliquaries, but without Baneslayer, it just doesn't quite sell it for me. And I think Sidrax's Spectre and is just really good. So his Unearth ability is one of the best things about him, especially against like Lightning. Anyway, so what the deck runs is 4 Ancient Ziggurats, 4 Crumbling Necropolises, 4 Savage Lands, 3 Dragon Skull Summits, Rootbound Crag, 4 Verdant Catacombs, 2 Swamps, 2 Forests. I ran it with 1 Oran Reef for a while, but, for sprouting Thrynax, but not really worth it. So, not unless you're running, a lot more green creatures. Then you get your 4 Lightning Bolts. I tried running it without Lightning Bolt for a while, but it wasn't as good. So that's your 1 spell. A lot of times if someone playing like main deck Duress against you, they'll just miss and negate. Oftentimes won't find a target. So that's pretty nice. Then you run 2 Bushwhackers. With all these creatures, he's really good. He's absolutely insane if you manage to go Magical Christmas Land on somebody and drop a Siege Gang Commander and Bushwhacker on turn 5 with like a Lotus Cobra out and Verdant Catacombs, which I've done, which is pretty fun. It's a whole heap of damage when you do that. And anytime they kill your Thrynax and give you a bunch of tokens, dropping a Bushwhacker afterward is just fine. Cascading into him is fine because you can pay the kicker. It's really good with Bloodghasts, really good with Sidrax's Spectre to make him discard with haste. Okay. Anyway, Bloodghast is one of the things that makes this deck really work. Both Jund and all the blue X control decks, they're basically control decks. Jund is basically a control deck. It tries to get card advantage by getting 2-for-1s with a bunch of cascade spells and whatnot. It runs a lot of removal. And a lot of them even run a lot of planeswalkers and stuff like that. So Bloodghast just keeps coming back. It doesn't give them any advantage for killing it hardly or making them discard it. It's amazing against Lightning, any kind of discard, obviously. It's ridiculous against people running Gatekeeper Malik here. You just run it out first against Mono Black, and then they just make you sack a Bloodghast every turn and just return it. And then it even has haste later, so it's really nice. You've got Lotus Cobra to both smooth out the mana, be a beat stick, and go Magical Christmas Land on people. Lotus Cobra is best in decks with lots and lots and lots of permanents. It's better in decks with a good curve. It's not so much a great card for getting up to 7 mana spell. It's better to give you a 3rd turn Siege Gang Commander, which can happen with your Verdant Catacomb, right? Or a 2nd turn or a 3rd turn Rune Blaster kicked or Blood Braid Elf kicked with kicking another guy he cascades into. Or a lot of the time I just play another Lotus Cobra on turn 3, I play a fetch land, sack it, get the correct mana for like dropping Sidraxis or sprouting Thrynax on the same turn. And that's really nice. The deck doesn't have too many mana problems. The Ziggurats really help, the Lotus Cobras really help. Running so many tap lands definitely helps. Alright, then we got 2 Rune Blasters in the main. I think 3 is a little too many. He's amazing against some decks, but just not so great against a lot of other ones, especially like Mono Red and Mono Black. So I think 2 is fine. It gives you a good surprise against like Valakut or a Jund deck, right? Game 1, and then you can board in 2 more against the decks that really don't like seeing it. Then you've got your 4 Sidraxis Specters, which are really key. So that's the blue splash. That's why you're running Crumbling Necro and Ancient Ziggurat and Lotus Cobra, so that you can cast those. And even some games, if you just discard him to a Lightning, you can just unearth him for 2. It's just amazing. If you're playing like randomly playing against a mill deck, I mean, it's pretty nice. Then you get your Sprouting Thrinax, always good. Bloodbraid Elf, always good. Siege Gang Commander is just amazing, and he tops out the curve. I've tried some more expensive versions of the deck, but I found this one to be more consistent and just a real surprise. People do not expect this amount of threat density, plus resilience. So, and if they're running Earthquake, you know, your Thrinaxes make tokens for you. Your Sidraxis Specters don't get hit by it. Your Bloodghasts come back from the grave. Oh yeah, you're running Gatekeeper of Malakir too, to stop the odd Wall of Denial and Sphinx of Jwar Jwar. People that just run like one of creatures and just, you know, don't run a lot of creatures. You know, if the only thing they're playing is 4 Nighthawks, then Malakir's great against that. And then in the sideboard you've got 2 Blood Witches against like mono white, or just if they're running Baneslayer at all, it's generally pretty solid. If they're running Wall of Denial, it's not bad because it just flies through it. It's actually not bad against mono black. You just trade it with theirs. Terminators, because this deck really does not like to see Baneslayer. Baneslayer wrecks this deck, which is unfortunate because I hate Baneslayer and I think it's played too much. But Baneslayer is like a $40 card, and a lot of people don't play it. So, you know, a lot of people don't even play that deck. The only deck it's good in main is like white, green, blue, good stuff, and you know, that deck is not very popular. You know, or it's not tier 1, so that's fine. So terminate for whatever's bothering you. You know, just bring it in when you need it. Dragon's Claws help you win the aggro matchup against mono red. You just bring it in, bring in terminates, bring in, and then after that you've got a lot of red spells yourself. So almost all your spells are red. Great Sable Stags, obviously really good against any blue deck. Really good against mono black, especially with all of our ways of preventing them from stopping or getting us to 1 creature. And that's it. So let's go on to some of the games in a second here.